yeah. Yeah. You know what it is. That straight kingdom talk, baby. You know how I'ma do it. Right. And I ain't going nowhere. 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 So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Watch me hit him with this 1-2 knockout KO. This time it's all or nothing, and I ain't playing around. They tried to overlook me cause I wasn't in the in crowd. Well, I'm back at it, so you know it's going down. And I'm all up in their face, so they gotta see me now with that raw lunch.
What is up, everybody?
Oh, hey, what is up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
On this glorious 5-Star Fridays, as I sit in my office and I read the greenliest of Green Zone things. Hey, Green Zone is the next Kickstarter for FSK. But
Yeah, it is.
how's everybody doing today? I am Tony Clapper, aka Mr. 5-Star, aka the Chat 'em Up Champion, the Clapback Kid. And as always, I'm joined with the originator, the most beautifulest painter of them all, Ryan Robinson. How are you, sir?
Well, you know, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
But nice.
Days do become weeks. Weeks do become months. Months do become years.
Right on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good week. Saw a wonderful movie.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called Wakanda Forever.
Okay. We'll get to that. Let's introduce these other two people. Right here below me is everybody's crazy uncle, Mr. Fish Lee, the mountainous fastest pencil in the West.
Boy, I'm here to tell you, I've been penciling it up too this week, man. I've been knocking out pages and covers and all kinds of stuff. Had my grandbabies here all week. It was an awesome week. Had a lot of fun. Super excited about what's going on in everybody else's life. Man, Tony has been killing it with 5-Star. And Ryan over here, I just saw. Hold on, let's see if we can bring this up real quick because I came into this not realizing I was unaware
What up,
that,
J-Man?
man, they killed it on this. They've got minutes left to go. So if you want to get in on Moana and Ryan's new book, y'all need to get on it. This just made my weekend right here. This made this a 5-Star Friday for me. I am so excited about that.
For sure.
We here.
We in.
I agree.
Indeed.
We in here.
And that's 3 of the stars, but what about the brand new 4th star that we got over here?
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy 5-Star Friday.
No. Oh man, I was supposed to give my intro today.
Hey, you were doing something else, man. So
Danny Cooper messaged me talking about being in my city.
Danny the Manny?
Danny Cooper.
Danny.
The Fee fabulous Fee. What is up, Fee? How you doing, girl? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. It's a wonderful 5-Star Friday. I can't complain. I'm gonna get Danny because he's throwing out the vibe, threw off my groove. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I could say that definitely made my week. It made my week. When I saw that Kickstarter, and I was like, yes, let's go, boy.
My wife has been beside herself with worry. She is going to be so excited when she gets home and finds out about that.
I was like so thrilled to see it because I was just like, anytime I saw it, I was like, I gotta share it. I gotta tell people, got to go here. Go, look it up.
Hey,
man.
That's very sweet. Thanks,
more than 5-Star. Hey.
Look.
Hey, we are in here, and Ryan got the 2-liter Sprite, so you know we about to get crunk tonight. You know we're about to get crunk. He turned up with the whole 2-liter. Fishy got the big gulp. Fee probably got the water next to her. She likes to keep it healthy. Hey, I don't got nothing to drink. I'm sorry.
Don't feel bad. It's just Powerade, man.
There you
You
go.
add grape to it, and it tastes like grape Kool-Aid, and I dig it.
I'm drinking my 5-Star Fridays coffee. Here we go. Yeah.
My
Okay.
Earl Grey tea.
So, the weekend has started.
Mhm.
Wakanda Forever is out. The masses are going to see it. 3 out of the 4 of us have seen it. We are not going to give any spoilers.
Thank
we
you.
want to put that up front. This is a spoiler-free day. 5-Star Friday. I don't know. We're always spoiler-free. We keep it. We ain't Danny J. Quick. We keep
This
it.
ain't one of Danny's 15 shows where we spoil everything. We're gonna keep it polite.
Today we're talking about the character Marvel's Namor. Well, he's like the only name. I say that like DC's got a Namor or something. Namor, okay?
He's legit like Marvel's oldest character.
Yeah.
He's like
And
the
this is
old
still killing it.
anti-character.
Before Marvel, right? Like he's actually before they became actual. Yeah, before they became Marvel. First
He's literally
anti-hero. He's been on everybody's team. He's been on everybody's team. There ain't a team it ain't a damn near a team in Marvel he ain't been on. He's on everybody's squad. We talking about Namor. So, before we get into the Wakanda Forever stuff, let's tackle this comic book version of Namor. This, people will probably say the superior version. People grew up loving this character, like you said,
hating him,
or hating him. He's old as Fish Lee. Just kidding.
Almost
older than Fish Lee. Ryan, do you like the character Namor? Not. We ain't talking about the movie. We talking strictly comic book right now. Do you like the character Namor?
That says it all right there.
No. Namor. Let's see. Namor's okay. Namor is the first.
Yeah,
he is as old as almost Superman. He is the first original Marvel Comics character. He's ancient. He was called the Submarine before Namor, as we call it, but it's Namor.
I hate that nickname or that name. The Submariner. Just do away with that shit. Just go bury it.
Isn't it Submariner?
Submariner. It is Submariner. That's how it's pronounced.
But yeah, I thought it was Submariner when I was a kid.
That's
because
you like to see the word wiener.
I see where they're getting it from, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And, he's been a long time. I would say that I was not a big fan of his comic version. There's been several iterations of the Submariner Namor. So many said he's been on every team. I don't put every team on the X-Men now. But
was
it?
He's worked with them. I mean, because they made a big deal in the 90s.
He worked with Xavier for a while.
He's been on the X-Men. He was part of the Phoenix.
I don't think he's ever been on the team. The team.
He might not been on the team.
He probably not dressing up and
going
out.
He was part of the Dark X-Men, though. That counts. That counts.
Dark X-Men?
Yeah, he was part of Dark X-Men.
He was part of Dark X-Men?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, Ryan. Yes, he was. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Hey, look. He's old. He had time. He had time to switch it up.
Fact check.
I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to show you right now.
Show me.
Oh, we... There he is.
Dang. What, man? Dang.
Hey, look at that sharp blue collar. Look at him.
They made such a big deal in the 90s about him being the first mutant because they just really didn't know what to do with him.
Well,
so
his
they
dad
kept
is a mutant.
trying to stick him everywhere. And he's got wings and the, not aquariums. The Atlanteans don't. So yeah, mutant. Yeah.
I wasn't ready, Tony. Thank you.
Hey, every now and then, I can shoot the three and hit. Just
Okay.
very
well, Neymor's
seldom.
been on
Been on every.
yeah,
He's literally been on everybody's squad.
literally every. Yeah. But yeah, he's the Mac 10. He is the GOAT. He is the mutant. The first mutant. Yeah. So Namor's up there. He's a pantheon.
And he's still getting used like every day. That's like the original Human Torch ain't. He's long gone.
His flame's been put out, sir.
Ouch.
Fish. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
When the same reason that I hated him as a kid is the same reason that I dig him now. And except for the scale mail panties, I never did like those, and I still don't like them. But the fact that he's only concerned with his own people and he doesn't give a damn about anybody else, and he's very clear about the fact that he does not care about you or your people or your little wars, like that. I hated him for that as a kid because he didn't. To me, he didn't seem to stand for anything. Now I realize he stands for his own people, and I can appreciate that now. I couldn't see that as a kid. But also, like a lot of his early appearances, they didn't even really establish a whole lot of what he had down there. He was just coming up being a jerk.
Yeah, for sure. Fee?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I like love or hate him. I just kind of have like a general respect. I would kind of say like the same way he kind of sees like Magneto, like he's like he respects, he understands the reasoning. Like he gets it. I get it. I do. Because even when I first learned about him, my dad was like, yeah, he basically was just like, he came up, like, to really paraphrase, it came up basically because, you know, he's tired of like people using his home like a freaking like garbage can. I was like, well, I'd be mad too. I like was here like sitting chilling in my own home, and it's like you guys are just like laying waste to it. I'm like, what the? Of course, I'm gonna throw some hands on some surface doors for that. So,
oh man, and you think like World War II, like how many ships were getting sunk and things, and oh man, if I lived down there, I'd be raising hell too. Like that is like, when I would come up beating on the door. This crap's gonna stop.
Especially for him to be around as long, especially with those huge things. It's like, yeah, I would be mad. So, I respect him.
Okay. I mess with Namor heavy off of look alone, but I'm gonna tell you which look it was. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Share my screen, Fish. Roll that footage.
He's had a lot of looks. The sparkle panties. I can't stand that look.
When I see this Namor, I'm like, nah. This dude,
immediately.
I don't know who this dude is, but I don't even want to see him in a book. I don't care what he's in. I don't
just makes me uncomfortable.
I mean, this dude. When they
I don't like the way he's looking at me. That one, I dig that one.
When they put some clothes on that man, then I was like, then he became off of the look. I'm like, okay, he's interesting. And then, like y'all all said, you get to know the character more. People like to compare him a lot to, let's put this in. They like to compare him a lot to Aquaman. He ain't no damn Aquaman. He is not Aquaman.
Aquaman has become more Namor over the years, which I find very interesting.
I would agree with that. But like you guys have said, Namor is about his people, right? He don't care about what y'all doing over here. He don't care about them people robbing them banks. He don't give a about none of that. He is rocking with his people. He is his people's protector. And if you can't rock with that, come on, man. I mean, you what else can you do, man? Like he's just here to protect his own. And I get that. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's questionable, that's what he's doing. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Namor.
Which that's the other thing that bugged me and I love now. was the fact that you didn't know where he stood on so many things. Like he would be on your team fighting one day, and then the next time you see him, he's teamed up with Doctor Doom. And like that bugged me as a kid, but now I see it. Like, if I had an independent nation in this world that I had to defend from foes, foreign and domestic, I would team up with whoever I had to team up to protect my people. And so I get it more now.
Okay. Next question I got for y'all. Like we've said, Namor's partnered up with a bunch of people. He's also fought against a bunch of people. Fish, you can put that screen down for now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. You get 3 strikes. No. I'm gonna start with you, Fee.
What's up? Of course. Go ahead.
What? Okay, I'll start
the only one that did her homework. Of course, we're gonna start.
You did all this studying. I want to make sure I get you in. I'm just making sure.
Girl,
all right.
I gotta test you.
Got to test you.
All right.
No, this is an opportunity to prove yourself, not a test.
Oh, even better. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're talking team ups. We said he's been on a lot of team ups. Who do you like to see? Who do you enjoy seeing Namor team up with?
That's a good question. I honestly kind of liked when he was teaming up with, the OG Steve Rogers and Bucky. Because, of course, when it goes to the time back then, they all had PTSD. Poor dude was going through it. He was dealing with a lot of stuff. So for him to have someone that actually, understand him while he was kind of dealing with that, and then also, dealing with that with his people, I kind of like that. Because, of course, good old Steve Rogers, I could do this all day, Namor's not really that type of person. He's like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to finish this, So I actually say them.
Okay.
That's a good pick right there. That's a really good
pick.
one.
That's a great pick. Ryan. Who you got? Come on, Ryan.
No, I didn't freeze.
Oh my.
That's so wrong.
I like him on the event, and always OG Fantastic Four, always. But the Avengers is where I like best, or Namor, or the Submariner, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Fishalopolis.
My first go-to is to say the Fantastic Four because, like, growing up as a kid, like, I got all of these old issues, and I just, that's where I saw him the most. That's where I really got to know who he was and, figuring him out. But I kind of got to agree with Ryan. Like, I really dig the stories when he shows up with the Avengers. Like, those are always just a hell of a lot of fun. And, there's so much stuff going on. I dig those.
Okay. I'm going to go just because I love the story arc. Avengers vs. X-Men, which is a dope story. I love when he's on Team X-Men, man. Phoenix Force. He's got a let me look that up real quick. That outfit is fire. Phoenix Force, Namor. It's a little later in the game, but yeah. Look it up. Hey, hold up.
Hey, I was giving you an opportunity to show what you're looking for, man. It's not like Google is some kind of secret.
No, it is. It is secret.
You don't want people to know your secret sauce there?
Yeah, I don't want nobody to see anything. So. Okay, so who do you like to see him face off against, though? Who do you like to see Namor? We're going to the next question. Who puts up a good fight with Namor? And let me put this on They're saying in the movie he's as strong as Thor. He's as strong as the Hulk.
What?
That's what they're saying. The MCU version. Who do you like to see him face off against? That ain't a good one. Let me see if I can think of one.
Hmm.
I'll go with Fish. Fish Lee, who you want?
I was going to say, I'm happy to go first on that one because, again, my answer is the Fantastic Four. I like seeing him go off against them because there's just so many facets to it. Like, you've got the Thing that can match him, in like power and strength, and you've got the brains of Mr. Fantastic, and you've got the flight and everything with Johnny, and then you've got his crazy, like, fatal attraction. I'm gonna snag you up and take you home like a caveman thing with Sue that like
Yeah,
that just makes the
weird.
whole story complicated. And I I I like seeing him fight off against him.
Okay. Fee.
What was that all about?
I was deciding in my head who I was gonna pick next.
All right. That's a good question. I'm glad Fish went first because at first I thought it was just like 1-on-1 because I was thinking like, dang, if someone is gonna be this strong, I was like maybe like Juggernaut. Like that would be kind of crazy to see if he would do something like that. I was trying to think in that way, but when you're saying more like teams, I was like, okay. Again, I like that dynamic of Fantastic Four, but I was kind of thinking, I said maybe like the brotherhood, like Magneto, Mystique, Juggernaut and them together, like they were going to go against him. But again, I was thinking 1-on-1 at first.
Okay. Ryan.
Yes.
Go ahead. My good
Sitting
friend.
so
What
still.
was the question again?
It would be the Victim and the Doom. Doom.
Okay.
I love me some Doom.
I'm gonna piggyback off of Ryan. I'm not gonna say Doom, but I'm gonna say Black Panther, and here's why. I think it's interesting when these people fight against each other. They all have the same stakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all like caught up in this superhero, supervillain shit, but they're also like leaders of their own nations, right? So they
As
have
is
more.
Doom.
Huh?
He's just on the other. As is Victor Von Doom. He's just on the
No,
other
I
side
know.
of the
That's what I'm
superhero
saying. I said
supervillain
the
thing.
dynamic between the three of them.
I
That's why I'm
dig it.
piggybacking off of him. I
Yeah.
would say like those are interesting, right? Because they're not only just
Yeah.
fighting because they got like a little bit of beef or anything like that. They ain't fighting over the last Snicker bar or anything like that. They're fighting over the outcome of like potentially all the people that they're taking care of, right? So it's like I like those fights. I think they just have a little bit more because those three
more
characters
sense.
and Magneto. I'll put Magneto in this too. To me, their weight is a little more heavy than some other characters. Sushi.
I thought he was talking about me at first.
Hey, nah.
No.
I mean,
No.
how many times do you look into a sentence and see Tony and just assume that's talking about you? So, like, I'm straight up. I was like, what the hell did I do to Wolverine? Or J-Man?
Hey, show that screen real quick, Fishy.
Oh, now you want to
turns
see
you
it.
turns you into sushi. Look at that. Why is that so dope? Because you got the fire and the water. You got Namor who can control all this stuff, and then you give him the Phoenix powers too, bro.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
You
just
in
not
big
fair
trouble.
at this point.
I mean, you said it, Fee. You said it. It's just not.
Yeah,
fair
it's like fireproof
at this
too,
point.
and it's
Look
like
at this
there's no
statue.
water.
Who
You
has
can
this in
breathe
their-
and air,
All
and
right,
you
now
can
that is a sexy outfit. I will give him that.
fly.
That is
Look
sexy.
at that. Man, you get the fire and the water, bro. Who's messing with this dude? For real.
That's crazy. It's insane.
I mean, I don't look at it. He got the lava sharks, y'all. Them are the lava sharks. You ain't even seen no lava sharks like that before. Come on, bro. All right. So can you put the screen down? Sorry.
Yes, sir. Captain Sir.
Yes, sir. That's what my son says all the time. For those of us that have seen, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The masterpiece of Wakanda Forever. Fish. Come on, buddy.
I had to do it. Ryan
I'm gonna
gets to
start
do
with
it.
this question. I'm gonna start with this question. Do you enjoy? If it's you, I mean, you obviously know that they changed his origin. Obviously, do you enjoy the origin switch, Ryan?
Yeah, I do actually. I like this origin story better than most. You know, Namor is literally one of the oldest comic book characters of all time, besides Superman. You know, there's been multiple iterations of him, different backgrounds, different stories. I mean, like for me, he's been white, then he's been Asian. You know, with MCU, they have made him South American now, which I prefer than anything because it grounds the hero. His origin story has relevance, has fair play, has significance across in history. So for me, I prefer the story more than anything right now. A new interpretation of Mariner in this movie, so a lot. Um, and for me, you know, I prefer it because it makes him look, and I like the fact that there's no Atlantis, there's no Atlanteans. You know, there is a substance, history. There is thing about this character in this movie that transcends his character across the board in the comic books. So
there's no it. All right, there's no Atlantis. That's blowing my mind. But we're not gonna get into any more spoilers because I didn't know that.
Oh, well, there's no Atlantis, so
damn.
Yeah.
There's one spoiler.
Damn, that stinks.
Talk it up to Ryan. Fee, how do you feel about the switch of the origin?
I mean, how do you follow up the explanation that Ryan gives? That's so thorough in that way. Again, it's easy to follow through. It's good to follow up, and it makes sense to the. What you just say? Hold on a second.
That's why I picked you instead of giving my answer because it was just too good. I ain't gonna follow him either.
All right, fine. Y'all be volunteering me as tribute. I see you. That's fine. It's cool. So, I honestly can say that the story is definitely, the flow is so easy for anyone who is just watching it for the first time, who is really just learning about it, which honestly is like a better way to go other than learning about every depiction that Namor
most
has.
of the world is just learning about him for the first time. So.
But it is really interesting to look more into it because even though learning more about him before seeing it, I was very intrigued after, even to understand what exactly more about him when it came to origin. But I liked how they displayed it to the viewers who actually got to see it. So I think it's a really great story. It's really easy to follow, but it has such a great, again, storyline that it, again, like Ryan was saying, it grounds the characters. So
we are currently talking about Namor. We were talking about Namor as a character in the comics. We are on the subject of, do we like, without spoilers, the way they have changed the origin of Namor in the new movie Wakanda Forever without any spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you don't gotta leave. You can hang out. Ryan, Fee, I agree with both of you. I think what the MCU has done anyway has took things and even made it even more kind of grounded than, like, we already know Marvel's more grounded than DC, right? There's no question. The MCU has made things even a little more grounded, and they've been able to switch things from the comics to make it fit into this world that they're creating, right? I think I think they did it perfectly. I think of trying to go and explain all this years and years and years and years of backstory from this character. They did it in a creative way to where it makes sense to old and new. For sure. Hey, he is a baller. He is a baller, bro. He balling.
Lifestyle's the Ryan and famous over there.
For real.
Right.
MTV Cribs, 5 Star Friday Cribs. We out
He
here.
got the cribs that people have on the vision boards. Like he's got the.
So I agree with both of you. I think they did it in a way that's creative. I think they did it in a way that is fun for. I know there's some old I call them old heads. Sorry, who just can't get past the fact that they changed the origin, and that's okay, man. If you love that origin, man, go read that book. It's still there. It's still standing the test of time. You can still go read that. It's okay.
Yeah. Thanos
They
didn't snap his fingers. That
literally
didn't disappear.
they don't want to explain that he knew Captain America back then, but we ain't put that in there because it was this and that, and he wasn't in the Captain America movie, but we're gonna put him in here. And no, they did it in a creative way. They brought in a new culture that we can learn about, which I dug, and they did it in a beautiful way to where I feel like Wakanda Forever gave us 3 dope origin stories. It was a movie that gave us 3 wonderful origin stories, and who can't get behind that, man? Who cannot get behind that? Fish, I know you haven't seen the movie, but you've seen that they obviously have altered his
I see the
his origin.
the Mayan Aztec type influence on
Yeah.
everything. And I find that really interesting because, like you
Yeah.
said,
Okay.
that gives a whole lot of extra depth and culture to pull from and history. I was expecting to see Atlantis be, like one of these places, like some advanced city that broke off and whatnot, but
Okay. Fish, don't be disappointed in what Ryan said. Okay. There's still hope for that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm trying not to spoil
no,
shit.
just hush. Don't say no more.
I'm not trying to
We
spoil
don't
things on top
need
of
to.
Ryan's spoil, but I feel like Ryan's spoil kind of let you
It's very
down.
culture rich. It's beautiful in that way. Let's say
Oh,
that.
I got lots to
So
be
we just gonna leave
surprised
it at
with,
that.
but that's something I was hopeful for because I dig the idea of
We'll still
Atlantis.
hold on to a little bit. Still hold on
I
to a little bit.
don't
Oh,
really like what either company has done with Atlantis in the past, but I love the idea of Atlantis. Like hell, I love Stargate Atlantis. That's one of my favorite shows. Just because it took it in completely different direction, and I dug it.
okay. I do too, man. And that's another thing. The look of Namor, I dig the look. I know they didn't do like a super ripped dude. I like that. There's different bods out there. Everybody ain't gotta be Chris Hemsworth. That's okay. Uh, and I like the way they got the different I guess you would call it jewelry, right? Popping
Where
off.
the
I dig it, man. I dig the
orb.
different culture that they use for the story. I think it makes it that much more interesting and intriguing to learn about it. Without spoiling anything, Fee, what was your thoughts overall on the movie?
I loved it. I loved how it explained culture, explained perspectives, and it explained. They really touched a lot of great things that really can make or break a character, and that's just like a hero, anti-hero. Either way, it was a lot of concepts that were shown where it's like the line isn't as bold as we think it is, and I think that's what I really liked a lot about it because
I think you will love it.
the decision is really it's always there, you know. So I really enjoyed that. Again, like I said, back to culture, I love the rich textures, the colors, and how they displayed the respective cultures as well. So shout out to Ruth Carter there with costume design. Did phenomenal again with that. So I truly enjoyed it. So you're just in for an all around treat because of the perspectives and the journey of what you either decide. It's all based on decision. So I really enjoyed that. So it was a great way they displayed it as well.
I'm really anxious as somebody who hasn't seen the movie. I'm anxious to see how they handle the loss of Black Panther because like that sets you up for so many amazing story opportunities. When not only does a family lose, somebody and their protector and their king, but like the whole nation has just lost their leader and their protector.
Oh
And
shoot!
here comes trouble. It's
Get
good
your
to see you,
boxing gloves
Javon.
out. Get your boxing gloves out. Javon just came in. He about to start talking shit.
He's about to start swinging. But I'm anxious to see, the effects that has because, it just excites me, excites the writer in me for, what I could do with that stuff. And I'm anxious to see what they do.
Okay. Ryan, without any spoilers, sir, since you already let one slip, uh, what was your thoughts
I thought
on the
that was
overall
known.
movie? And
All
look, I'm also gonna ask you on top of that, what was your thoughts on the movie? And did they do the character that we are talking about tonight? Did they do Namor right in the movie? So did you like the movie? And did they do the character right?
I will tell you right now, Wakanda Forever is best MC sequels to a character. My favorite time for the MCU
Better than Thor 2?
is Winter Soldier, and that's a sequel to Captain America. So, like, to be hauled up and go against all their tragic death of one. This movie spellbinding. It's absolutely spellbinding. Led by a female cast that is like they took the lead, they held their own. It was incredible in the movie. Angela Bassett, you can go ahead and give her the statue right now. Phenomenal in this film. I think for me, as a plot and a narrative, dealing with the consequence loss of a king, the way they handled it was, I thought it was a deeply, deeply dedicated film to Chadwick Boseman. There was moments in that film that were just astonishing and beautiful. So for me, Wakanda Forever was great. You have a couple criticisms. It was a little from my blood. There's a couple things that it was just drawn out and didn't have. There was a plot point here and there that I was like, this was scary. But for me, I understand why they did it. There's a lot of things, and they opened a lot of doors going phase 5. So, like for me, it's something that I'm looking forward to because this movie sets up a lot of stuff forward, and it's very like nonchalant. As this is a geopolitical thriller, so for me, it's something to have consequences down the road. But as for a movie itself, it was phenomenal. It's one of the best sequels to the MCU. It almost surpassed for me a few other movies that I enjoy. I like to see where it can go. There's a good setup point. There's a good jump off point in the future. So I'm really, really astonished. Ryan Coogler has not made a shitty movie yet. Not yet. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the Marvel team. I don't have anything else to say about the MCU. The MCU can't do no wrong at this point in time.
Oh, what a different song we sing now than we were singing a week or two ago. I'm just saying. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see them, add, like you said, geopolitical thriller. I wish Marvel would do more of that. I wish Marvel would make more different genres of movies with these characters because we could have had I would have given anything for a series of spy thriller like Jason Bourne type movies with Black Widow and Hawkeye. Like after those characters were introduced, that's all I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would have killed it if they made the right kind of movie and not like, trying to have them go after Galactus or something. Like you could have made it. There's so much awesome stuff you could do in this world that doesn't all have to be, cosmic consequences.
Yeah. I will say that about the MCU. That I wanted to see a little bit more of that too, but I think they're doing that now with the Disney Plus shows. I feel like we're getting more of that now. But I agree with Fish on that. I would have liked to see some more of that stuff. As far as Ryan, did you say that we were talking about Namor? Do you think that they did the character right? You think that they handled the character well?
I really
I
am
like what they did with
astonished
those.
how they handled Namor. And my thing is that him being the way they did his origin story, I thought was absolutely grounded, historic, and beautiful. All to say, there was a dynamic to the actor who played Namor. He was genuine. He was charismatic. He was empathetic, but he was also and very, very, very out for his own game, and protecting his family, protecting his house. I really enjoyed all that. He had a very light charisma to him that was just enticing because you didn't know this move was going to be. Though he laid it out for you. The actor who played him, phenomenal. I like the way that they had their own dialect, and like for me, it was just a beautiful, hands down. There's a few action sequences I was like, oh. There's a few places that you go to, and I'm like, wow, you're blown away by it because you're put in where you're like, I can't believe I'm watching this right now. So I enjoy the reimagined Namor in this film. If I prefer it, I would prefer it over the comic book any day because of the fact that in the comic book, Namor is a little bit annoying. And
that's what we're saying here. He's an insufferable jerk. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
But
I like the less jerk.
Yeah, in this version, he's almost a god. So he's considered a god almost by his people. So like for me, I'm good with it. I'm good because it was good.
Yeah. It was a lot of cool little details. That was nice. I really enjoyed. Sorry.
Overall, for me, the movie was 10 out of 10. I think they handled things. If you're going in the direction that they're going into, and I know people was upset with the direction that they're going with, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out there. I know people are upset, okay? But anyway, if you're going to go in this direction, they handled it perfectly to me. I think they handled it great. Does the retelling have to be
comic accurate or just
good? I don't think it just depends. I don't know. It's weird.
I love it when they reimagine stories, and they take the core pieces of the character that you love, and they reimagine them to try and make them more meaningful and impactful. And I love that. I don't get pissed off. Well, that's not the way it was in the comic book.
But if it's the opposite, though, that's what gets. I will say this.
Now you can take it too far away.
Right.
If it's opposite and it loses value and loses meaning, then that's where I think you have an issue.
That's the part that bugged me with Ms. Marvel, because
I think if you were to take Magneto and have him not have the conflict without, like, he had conflict before just being a mutant, right? He had a conflict he's had conflict after conflict. I think if you to do a Magneto story, you still need that conflict before the conflict, right? So you'll still need that trauma that was done to him. So if they write it new and they don't do that, I think that'll water down the character of Magneto. So whereas when you do Namor, they just kind of enhanced and enriched what already was. And I think when they're able to do that, because like we said, these stories have been around forever, right? They've been retold. People like to get mad. What's funny to me is when the MCU changes something, people get upset, right? But like comics have been doing it for years. Every time a new writer takes over a series, they can change the whole damn. They can change the whole damn origin story, and it is what it is. Some people like this writer's take on the character. Some people like this writer's take on the character.
And they act
But
like
that's
these
no
comics
problem.
are law that's set in stone. Like, they don't realize how fast
No.
these things get knocked out.
Yeah,
Any
like,
of these writers and creators would have loved to have had another pass at the script, another go at the pages. Like, they would have loved to have had another turn at this to put a little more thought into it. And if you ask them now, like 20 years from now, I guarantee you there's a whole lot of stuff with Green Zone that I'm going to want to change and make
I mean,
better than I did it before.
I can see what you're saying,
that's
Javon. It's
true.
a slippery slope. But
I feel like there's
at this point in the game, though, MCU is over 10 years in. They have to think of how it strategically fits into this universe that they've created. This isn't day one shit. This isn't like, oh, we made one movie, now we got to make another one. How far can we go off the rails? They're at a point now with characters to where they have to do it in a way that makes sense with what they've already got, right? They didn't come out with a Namor 1 movie, an Iron Man 1 movie, a Thor 1 movie all in the same year.
And they're not just
like,
throwing out Namor movies to see if it sticks and we like the
Yeah.
character. Like, they're introducing this to be a part of this established universe now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead, Fee.
I think there's a theory. This is my theory. There's like a room where it's like all the creatives are, and it's like a wheel. They spin it to see how much of the original they're going to keep and how much of it they're going to build off of. I feel like there's a formula that they just had after a while where it's just like, what can we do to build off of where it's like it's strong enough, it still has the value, it still has that structure that everyone needs, but it has a new twist, so it's not something that gets boring or people will get tired of. So it'd just be like this kind of like that where they find that they've just been able to figure out. Marvel's done really well with just kind of resetting that up, where it's just the balance between what they've done before and how they're going to change that in the future for new audiences.
Javon, you're not wrong on what you're saying at all by any means. I mean, just a little. No, I'm just kidding. But you're right. They were more comic accurate on Iron Man and Captain America and those things because those were the pillars that they were deciding to build onto this world now, right? They chose those characters to build this world on. If they were to stick to the script and put Namor to where he's been with Captain America and all this stuff, it would be so confusing to people, I feel like, right? So instead, people want Namor. People have been asking for Namor. So what they're going to do now is they're going to say, how can we fit Namor into this already established without it being like, well, how come Namor didn't help with Thanos? How come Namor didn't help with this? How come Namor didn't help with that? Because now they've done it in a way to where he you know what I mean? It kind of fits more into this world that they're building. So it's something completely different.
Which that's a big problem when you want to insert somebody as powerful and stuff as Namor, like having to explain, where were they during the blip? Why didn't they,
powerhouse, exactly,
come in during Civil War? Why didn't they save some of these countries and stuff? Like, there's all kinds of things that you could be like, why weren't you there for that?
Yeah,
it's the same thing like the Eternals. It's the same like he's there, but he's not. Just like I feel like mutant thing, like they're just saying there's mutants in the world. They don't even need to explain it.
And they made it work.
Like,
you're exactly right. Civil War. Yeah. Civil War is a huge comic book story. It has everyone involved in it. They had to change it quite a bit to fit into the MCU. In fact, Namor had a huge part in the comic book series of Civil War. In fact, got a whole new series afterwards, like a short series afterwards, based on the repercussions of Civil War. But they couldn't add Namor in there because it didn't make sense at the time, right? So they're building up this
whole thing got rushed. Like, to me, that happened way too early. But they made a good movie out of it.
They made it work.
It came out really well for what they had to do when they had to do it. I wish they could have waited longer, but they made it work.
There's so much more to the comic of Civil War. I mean, Peter Parker revealing his identity, the Fantastic Four being on opposite ends. Those are big things. The mutants, you had mutants that were on. I mean, we missed out on a lot of that in the Civil War movie, but they did it in a way in in the movies that made sense. Let's see. Put that up there on the screen for people
I
to read
was
this
just
paragraph.
trying to let you finish your thought.
That was it. I got lost in it. Trying to read this paragraph. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I like what they're doing in the MCU. So I can't.
You know, Javon came to stir the pot. You know.
I know he did, and I love Javon. I love when Javon hops in because it's a different take, and that's fine. That's what we like. Yeah, I know Javon, and I know you love what they're doing in the MCU. I understand what you're saying. It's a slippery slope to get too far away from the source material. I believe, though, with Namor, the way they did it was not only creative, but it enriched the character in my eyes. Mm-hmm. Just like the changes that they've done with Thor. Not the last movie. I know people didn't like it as much, but I think they made Thor a more likable character in my eyes than he was in the comic. That's just me. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but I feel like they've done the same.
Of course, that's also polarizing because, like, the people that loved him the way he was, like our buddy Eric, hate this new version, and I totally get that because he is very different than in the comics.
I would say in this newest movie, they might have pushed the envelope a little too far to where it's kind of like eh. And I can see that with Hawk fans, right? Incredible Hulk fans, they're irritated because Hawk ain't this.
They done neutered that bitch.
Smash.
They neutered him.
Yeah, they neutered him.
Yeah,
but Namor got busy. We will say this without any spoilers.
He has left the building.
Namor gets busy in the movie just like he does in the comic book. Namor is a heavy hitter in anything that he's in, right? What? How's that double standard, man? That ain't double standard, bro. I said in the beginning, if for me personally, there is things where it goes too far. Yeah, I can be upset, and I'm not upset when people are upset about things. If people are upset about Namor, that's okay. That's on you. If he got nerfed, if you feel like he got nerfed, that's on you. I, though, on the other hand, feel like his backstory was more interesting to me the way that they did it in the MCU. If you don't, that's okay. That's all right.
Let's not go so far that we end up spoiling anything for anybody, because
this is what happened.
As one of the people that hasn't seen it,
that's it. We ain't spoiling it.
Like this, we open up.
It's all good. It's all love, of course, Javon. Of course. All right.
Comic accurate isn't the only way to make a movie. I agree.
It's true.
Yes.
Sometimes it is. I mean, sometimes it just depends on what we got and what we're doing and how they do it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. We trust these. We trust these writers to make it make sense. To me, the movie made sense. To me, the movie was done well. To me, those 3 origin stories that we got in that movie were done perfectly. And I'll say one of them to me was one of the best origin stories that we've gotten in the MCU.
They're just dealing with so many factors. I mean, as a writer, again, you got to take into so many things into account.
Ain't nobody created Namor still alive.
Javon, here's the thing, bro. They've been doing that in the comics, though. Mm-hmm. His story has been switched and nerfed and changed already so much at this point. So many times.
I mean, from white to Asian.
Right. He's been white. He's been Asian. I mean, it is what it is. Javon, but since you in here and you commenting, we're gonna get back to the comic book version of things straight away from the movie. I wanted to get those opinions real quick about the movie. Javon, as a comic book character, Namor, where do you rank him on your list? Do you like the character? Can you do without the character? How do you feel about Namor all in all as a comic book character, Javon? I'm interested to hear what you say. While you're writing that, I'm gonna go to my peeps here and ask them before we leave, what's a good comic book that somebody should read if they do want to know more about the character Namor? What's a story that you enjoy that features Namor in it? I'm gonna go with Fish Lee first.
God, man, I've got a short box full of old comics
I would
with
say every
different Namor stories in them.
yeah, he's so much shit, man. I like anything Fantastic Four. He's a charge.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, when he does his stuff with the
Avengers.
Illuminati,
Mhm.
him being like I would highly recommend X-Men vs Avengers. You get the Phoenix Force, like I said. Civil War, he has a huge part in that. And then at the end of Civil War, it was Revolution. I couldn't remember the short that he got, but Revolution is what it was called, and it kind of deals with the after effect. It's got him going head to head with Shield, with Iron Man. It's a great story. Like Ryan said, anything he does with Fantastic Four, you're gonna like, I would imagine. Overall, I don't think I've read the new Avengers involving Namor. I'll have to check it out. If Javon's recommending, it's probably good.
I've got the Avengers versus X-Men on the shelf. I just haven't cracked it open yet. I might have to do that.
Do you guys enjoy hero Namor or villain Namor?
I like the you can't tell Namor. I like the fact that he's always on his own thing. Like, I don't like it when he's all one thing or the other. I like
can
it.
agree with that.
Like when back in the comics when Atlantis went to war with all of Earth and they all come marching out of the ocean and stuff, like I hated that run, and it went through all of the comics, but I hated, like, I get, especially when we're in the age of like Captain Planet and stuff at the time, and we're trying to speak out against pollution and whatnot. Like I get it. If I lived in the ocean, I would be waging war too. But I just hated it because it made him,
for sure, Javon,
definitively the bad guy. And I like it better when he's on the edge.
I agree with you 100%, Fish. I feel like I like Namor when it's like it depends on what side you're on, whether he's a hero or whether he's a villain.
Or
you know
I'm with you for now, but if things change,
I like because I would imagine if you're Namor's people, right? He's always the good guy, right? I mean, they always are looking at him like whatever he does, he's doing for us. So I'm gonna rock with him. I agree. I like anti-hero Namor. At the end of the day, he's doing what he's doing for his people. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, pretty, it don't matter.
Whatever the consequences are for you, my people are going to come out okay.
Right.
And
Ryan, yes, you third that. Okay. Fee, you said yes. Javon, thank you for getting us together in here, man. Spreading that comic book knowledge that you have. So we started off the show. That pretty much is sums up Namor. When you see Namor in something, he's gonna be a powerhouse in that. He's gonna definitely play a factor in that. He comes to the comic books. When you see him, some ish about to go down with Namor. There ain't no doubt about that. So far, the three of us have seen it. Agree that we enjoy the way that they did him in the MCU. We're looking forward to seeing what else happens with him or what else happens in the story. So, other than that, we started off the show. Ryan, again, man, congratulations on that Kickstarter, bro.
Congrats, man. I'm so happy for y'all.
Y'all pulled 7,000 out of nowhere in a week, bro. And
oh my gosh, she was here last week. What did we say?
Yep. We put that in the air.
To be.
And it was gonna happen. Yeah.
I'm gonna make
congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
Let me check the Kickstarter real quick for Fivestar because this is the problem I'm having.
Hold it up. Shook it too. That's how.
Me too. Me three. It was like
I honestly, Vicina, I came into this show like behind the scenes, like ready to commiserate, be like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, man. That sucks." Because I did not.
Hey, it didn't come out of
And I'm
nowhere. I
a
don't
man
know if
of
it was.
great faith, but this one, like, it was so like waiting to the last second. Like I was worried. I'm not usually worried, but this one, I was worried.
Yeah, no, for sure. I didn't know either until last night. We talked on the phone after the movie. When we had seen the movie, and he was like, "Oh yeah, did y'all see that?" I'm like, "Bro, I completely missed that." The 5-star Kickstarter is going live. It's got 4 days left. We are currently at 3,657 of our $2,600 goal. We are at 99 backers, and I want to hit 100.
Gotta hit 100.
I need somebody who is either watching now or going to watch or whatever. Fish, if we can put that link in the comments. I need somebody to be that 100th backer. Okay? Somebody to be that 100th person to go and back that book. I will say this, though. I am extremely happy with the success so far. I am super grateful for everything, everyone that has backed and shared so far. So I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate y'all for making that happen. It's scary when you're only doing a 2-week campaign, man. It's scary, but we got it done. Everything is now a stretch goals. So for sure. And then Fish Lee, the official Fish Lee, you got a big Kickstarter coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Issue
date?
2 and 3 of Green Zone goes live December 1st. So we're going to be going like into the Christmas season. And we know everybody's loose with their money around Christmas because they don't have anything else to spend it on. So what you need to do is invest in some issues of Green Zone, and you can give them to your family shortly after the holiday season.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
I'm going to have issue 3 completely wrapped up before the Kickstarter launches. So the only thing we got to do after we get the money is send them to print. So
there we go.
It should go quickly. And
you heard it there first from the boy, from the Uncle Fish. All right. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, highly recommend it. Go see Wakanda Forever. Let us know if you were watching.
Before we deck out, I do want to say rest in peace, Conroy. My Batman.
Indeed.
My Batman, 30 years. Rest in peace, good sir. 66 years old.
Yep. For sure. A legend gone. Like you said, the Batman to many people. That's a huge hit in the nerd world. So 66 too soon. You are correct. In that same breath, we want to encourage everybody to just keep grinding, keep being consistent, be a 5-star version of yourself. Go out and go hug somebody. Go out, call somebody up that you've been meaning to call and tell them that you love them. Man, do not wait to tell the people you love that you love them, because people are just going left and right. It don't matter if you're young, it don't matter if you're old. Everybody's got a day. So just go out and love people, man, and continue to grind, be consistent. And I think that's all we got, right? We out.
Yeah, we're going to run a commercial real quick as we go out for our buddies on Foretells Podcast, because 10 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern time, they're going to be on, and I'm going to be there watching. So join us, and we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.